All right. Welcome back, Outdoor Minimalists. Today I will be doing a brief overview of the brand Xero Shoes. If you listen to our podcast, you may be familiar with one of the founders, Sashen. He was featured in 2 of our episodes, actually. Episode 11, Greenwashing in the Outdoor Industry, which is still one of our most popular episodes, and episode 33, The Truth About Sustainable Shoes. If you haven't heard of Xero Shoes before, they are essentially a minimalist footwear company. And what that means is that their shoes have a 0 drop on the heel or the sole of the shoe. So you may be used to standard running shoes having quite a thick sole, but these, you'll notice, are essentially flat, and they just offer the essential protection that you need to wear these outdoors. The 4 shoes that I have in front of you today, 3 of them are mine, and you can tell that I wear them quite frequently, and then the other pair is my brother's that he also loves and wears often. The shoes right here are the Z-Trail EV women's sandals, and I've had these shoes for probably about 3 years now. I wear them every day, all summer long. They're my go-to camp shoe for backpacking because they're so lightweight and highly durable. You can see where it's starting to get a little wear here on the traction, and I will say that the Velcro on it is kind of going out now that I have worn it for 3 whole summers and I use it paddling all the time. But for the price and how much I have been using these, I absolutely am obsessed with these sandals. I will be purchasing them again when they reach the end of their life. And something that I love about Xero Shoes is that they have a 5,000-mile sole warranty. So you can expect these shoes to last a minimum of 5,000 miles, even on tough terrain like trails. The next pair of shoes that I'm featuring here are the Scrambler Mid, which are kind of their hiking type shoe. You'll notice that they have a bit of a more aggressive sole, and they use Michelin rubber. I have found that these shoes work quite well for well-maintained trails. I have tried wearing these hiking on less maintained, more like scrambly, inclined trails, and I will say they don't perform that well in comparison to other hiking boots that I have had. But I think for like more casual hiking or maintained trails, I really love these shoes. The next pair of shoes I'm featuring are their Zelen, and they're really dirty. I probably need to wash them. Don't judge me, okay? But I wear these a lot as my standard, like around town, running errand shoes. I love that they're easy to slip on and off if they're not tied down tightly. Or if I'm doing a road run around my neighborhood in town, these are awesome for running shoes. I have tried these trail running, but because the tread on the bottom is not that aggressive, I found it to be somewhat difficult on the type of terrain that is in the area that I live. And then the final shoe, they're not shoes that I personally have tried, but like I mentioned, my brother, he wears them all the time, and they are the Aqua X Sport. And they work well if you're going to be going in and out of water environments, if you want to invest in some water shoes, if you're someone that paddles a bunch, or if you just want a well-ventilated summer shoe, I think these are a great option. If you're someone like me and you do a lot of dog walks, you do a lot of hiking, etc., and you don't love the feel of more traditional or standard shoes that you'll see on the market now, especially sport shoes like trail running shoes, hiking boots, etc., those are not that comfortable for me on my feet. Reason being is that the toe box is rather narrow. So you'll notice on these shoes that they have a pretty wide toe box, and I find that to be far more comfortable, especially if I'm on my feet for a long period of time. Next, which I already mentioned, is that it is a 0 drop heel. And I like that because it is like the standard minimalist shoe design. It allows my feet to perform in their like natural motion. And it really has helped me kind of like build up the muscles on my feet. I will say, if you're used to walking around and wearing standard shoes and you transition to something like a Xero shoe, you may notice that your feet get a little bit sore if you're on your feet all day long, and that's because your feet need a little bit of time to adapt. But once they do adapt, you'll find yourself gravitating towards minimalist shoes a bit more often. As a brand, I would give Xero Shoes a sustainability score of a 7 out of 10. And you may be wondering, why is that so low if you love the company so much? That's because most shoes rely really heavily on synthetic materials, and that's kind of unavoidable. But if a company is using so many synthetic materials, they inherently are getting a lower score. I will say that as a company, especially a shoe company, their transparency is amazing. They're extremely transparent with their customer in terms of how well these shoes work and the types of terrain that they are suited and designed for. So make sure that if you're investing in a pair of Xero shoes, that you're fully reading the product description and understanding the environments in which they're designed to be used. That way, you can fully fulfill the 5,000-mile warranty. The next thing that I'll say is, even though they're minimalist shoes, I found them to be highly durable. Like I mentioned before, I've worn these almost every day for 3 summers in a row, and they're still going strong. They'll need to be replaced probably next summer, but I'm very pleased with the price that I paid for these sandals and how long I was able to use them. If you want to learn more about Xero Shoes and their company ethos, I recommend going back and listening to episode 11 or episode 33 of the Outdoor Minimalist podcast. Or you can head over to their website, xeroshoes.com, to check out all of their product offerings. If you liked this review and would like to see more, make sure you hit that like button. I don't know where it is on the screen, but you can find it. And you can also subscribe to stay up to date with new releases of our YouTube videos on the YouTube channel. If you want to stay up to date with podcast episodes that are released every Monday about various topics regarding sustainability in the outdoor industry, you can subscribe to our Spotify or Apple Podcasts. If you want a nice clean package to know what's going on every single week, the easiest way to do that is to head over to theoutdoorminimalist.com and subscribe to our weekly newsletter. And together, we will create a better outdoor space as we recreate.